And welcome back, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We got another good one here for you today. Two teams that are playing for a lot. The Pittsburgh Steelers right now currently have a slim lead over the Baltimore Ravens in the division. Whichever team wins the AFC North is going to hit the playoffs. The other team likely going home. All right, first play, Goff throws it to St. Brown on the right side, and he picks up 7 yards. And for Detroit, they are not in the playoffs right now. They need not only to win out, but they also need a team, maybe two, to lose a couple games the final couple weeks here. So, but for them, they need to play their part. They need to win today, win next week, and then finish off Week 18 with a win as well. All right, we'll see how it goes. 2nd and 3, Goff under center. A little play action. Pressure, and down he goes for a sack back at the 26. Let's go, man. Pittsburgh coming in hot on 2nd and short. David, hi. The Chiefs are losing. The Vikings are winning. Unbelievable. David, hello to you, sir. Sorry about that, man. I am all out of sorts right now. A little bit running around, but guess what? We made it in time. We made it in time. All right. Goff alone in the shotgun. Quick throw to Jahmyr Gibbs on the left side, and that goes for nothing on 3rd and 11. Actually, might have lost about half a yard. All right, man. Pittsburgh with a quick 3 and out on defense, I should say, being able to force a quick 3 and out for Detroit. And the last couple weeks, man, I would say the last month, Jahmyr Gibbs has really been slowing down. Teams have really been able to key on him, and that's unfortunate because Jared Goff tends to not play great when two things happen. When he doesn't have a running game and when the pressure is forcing him to move out of the pocket there. Steve, what's going on? I am not sad. I am just disappointed. Me too, man. Me too. Yeah, man, it was another tough loss for the Packers yesterday. But the good news is they are still technically in the playoffs, or at least I think they're the 7th seed. But they're definitely going to need to do some work here in the last 2 weeks of the season if they want to be able to play some meaningful football in January. But speaking of the Packers, the former Green Bay Packer quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, rolling out to his right side, finding his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. Good coverage, a little ball thrown just behind DK there. Rock Ya-Sin able to make a play on it. Yeah, dude, if Rodgers just kind of puts that out in front of Metcalf, that's a first down and might be able to break away for a big chunk. Either way, 2nd and 10, ball at the 29. Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Calvin Austin in motion. Hands it off, and I believe that is Warren running to the right side, picks up 12 down near the 41. Jaylen Warren with a big chunk there on 2nd and long. And Dahlia, let's go Steelers. Heck yeah, man. Packers need all the help they can get right now. But David, Steve, Dahlia, how's your weekend going? How's your Sunday going? I think it's been a long time since we didn't do a morning game or an early Sunday game. And what was the biggest surprise for you through the first group of games here? Rodgers throws and it goes out of the hands of Darnell Washington, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Yeah, Rodgers threw a little pepper on that one. Jeez, those coming in hot. Yeah, it looks like Hutch was kind of running towards Rodgers. Almost got a hand on the ball, but Rodgers able to kind of loop it behind him there, almost like a curveball, but Darnell unable to hold on to that one. All right, ball at the 40. Rodgers alone in the shotgun. Quick throw to the right side. And DK Metcalf picking up about 5 yards before going out of bounds. Oh, and before I forget, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. Helps out the video, helps out the channel. Rodgers looking, and there's already an early flag. Finds Darnell Washington over the middle, getting it across the 40 down to the 38 of Detroit. But something tells me this might be coming back. Yeah, that flag came right at the snap. All right, never mind. I could have sworn I saw a flag there on the left side of the field, but must have been nothing. All right, Rodgers under center. Hands it off. And it's going to be a decent chunk there, getting it down to the 32, pick up a 5. And that's the former Philadelphia Eagle, Kenneth Gainwell, with a nice run. Also, David, I did see the old summary for the Packer game. Very good, my man. Very good. Very, very understandable. You're like, yeah, let's just get this over with. All right, Rodgers under center. Pittsburgh in the eye. A little play action. Pressured, and down he goes for a sack. And Hutchinson was there first, and Anzalone, along with somebody else, able to finish off Rodgers in the backfield. 3rd and 14. Lost about 8 or 9 yards on that one. Even though they double-teamed Hutchinson, Kenneth Gainwell, along with the left tackle there, not able to slow him down at all. Basically just was able to run a circle around those blockers and get to Rodgers. All right, ball back at the 41. So they need to pick up at least 5 or 6 yards here. And it looks like Pittsburgh is going to have to burn a timeout here. It looks like Rodgers not happy with his receivers. A couple guys not getting lined up. They're moving to the left and moving to the right. It wasn't working, and well, hopefully they can get their stuff together here on this next play. Steve, will that most surprising today was Cleveland performance against the Bills, and most disappointing thing, the team who lost to the Chargers. Oh yeah, man. That's a tough one for Dallas, man. It's a tough one for Dallas. They were, I think with Philly winning yesterday, they were officially eliminated from the playoffs. But still, you definitely want to be able to come into this week and, win. You always want to win. It's simple as that. And yeah, Cleveland's performance, man, that was a defensive performance for both teams, man. Really good, 2 really good defenses. Ball is up, and it goes incomplete, batted right at the line. Probably the worst case scenario there outside of maybe a turnover, because even if you get only 5 or 6 yards, you at least have a chance to kick a field goal with one of the best kickers in the NFL in Boswell. All right, well, they're actually still going to kick it with Boswell. This one from 59 yards out. He's got the leg. I think he's made 1 from 61. I think that's his career high. And the kick is good. There you go, man. All right. Pittsburgh on the board first here. We got 9:21 left in the first. And Steve, since you watched the Dallas game, man, what was the issue, man? I did not get a chance to watch that game at all, or even look at any stats or highlights. So like, what was going on with Dallas, man? Could they not run the ball? Could they not pass it? Was it a combination of both? Were there any turnovers? Let me know. Let me know. Especially because that Chargers offense, man, they have been struggling for the last month, man. They've been a team that's been winning with field goals and defense over the last month of football. So to see them score 34 points was surprising. Holy cow, man! We got 6 people watching right now. Let's freaking go! I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please leave a like, subscribe. Right now we're on a commercial break. We're not missing a thing. Just trying to find where the heck are my stats here. There we go. Yeah, coming into this game, the Lions are the fifth most efficient offense. They've been able to score some type of points on 47% of their offensive drives. The only teams that are ahead of them were the Colts, Cowboys, 49ers, and the Rams coming into this week. Steelers are basically the middle of the pack. They're coming away with points on 39% of their offensive drives. So something to look out for, especially the Steelers, man. When they're efficient, they're very efficient, man. This last week, I think, was one of the first times in like 7 years where they were able to string together, I think, 4 consecutive touchdown drives. Steve, I didn't watch either. I am still sad about watching JJ Prime against my team. I thought you knew what I'd give up. No, man, no, unfortunately. But man, we can definitely look at the stats for that Dallas game though. All right, we got 1st and 10, Goff under center, ball at the 34. Hand off to Jameer Gibbs, and he fumbles the ball, but he recovers it, and he's gonna be touchdown back at the 29. So loss of 5 yards there, man. Jameer looking like me during the last 2 days, man. Just scrambling to get things done. And nobody even hit the ball, man. That ball just squirted right out of his hand, holding that thing like a loaf of bread. All right, 2nd and 14. Goff in the shotgun, looking, throws to the left side, and that's going to be one of his tight ends there, one of his many tight ends that they have on this offense now. Picks up about 3 or 4 before being tackled out of bounds. All right, showing a highlight, or actually a low light for the Raiders. Gets picked off. Not surprising. Geno leading the NFL in interceptions, and that is returned for a pick 6 by the Texans. All right, 3rd and 12. Goff in the shotgun, running back to his right. St. Brown in motion to the right side. Ball at the 32. Goff looks, throws as he's hit, finds. Who the heck is that? Is that Tesla? No. That is Raymond. With a nice catch and run, picking up the 1st down. Yeah, it looks like he was running a shallow crosser, stopped the route, and then just turned back to the left side of the field. Hand off to Gibbs, breaks a tackle in the backfield, and picks up about 3 there down near the 47. All right. Goff looking, throws it on the run, and he finds somebody over the middle, and that is Firkser. That's a weird name. All right. But Firkser, man, he's been that's his second catch on this drive. The second time he's been able to come up with a first down. Steve, I'm also sad I missed Bears in Green Bay and Seattle and LA Rams. I was tired and wanted to sleep. That's fair, man. It's all right. I've never regretted catching up on some sleep. Montgomery with a run, and that goes nowhere. 2nd and 10 coming up. Whoa, there's a finger. They just caught one of the Steelers flipping the bird to somebody. Ah, that's the holidays cheer right there, man. Make sure you give that to your family or friends. I'm kidding. Montgomery patiently running up the middle, and he gets it inside the 20 down near the 17 for Detroit, man. Looking good. Looking good on this drive. Yeah, it was a good patient run. Waited for the hole to develop, and then he just accelerated right through. All right, 5 receiver set, 3 to the right, Goff in the shotgun. Looks, throws, and in and out of the hands of Amon-Ra. That was Porter Jr. on the coverage. Oh, that should be a flag. Goff in the shotgun, Gibbs to his left, and St. Brown in motion on that right side. Looks, throws, and he gets another first down from his tight end. All right, man. Firkser is he's being featured a lot. 3 catches on this drive, 2 first downs. And that's going to be 1st and goal inside the 5 for Detroit. Goff under center, Gibbs alone in the backfield. Hands it off, and he picks up about a yard, getting it down to the 3. But Steve, man, that Seattle and Rams game, that was the one of the best games I've seen all season long, man. That was a wild play. Going for 2, ends up being a fumble. They have to review it. Obviously, it was recovered by Seattle, so yeah, it was just crazy. All right, 2nd and goal from 3. Goff under center. It's going to be another handoff, and this one gets blown up in the backfield, and they lose about 3 yards. And that was number 33, Sawyer, able to bring down Jahmyr Gibbs for a loss of at least 2 yards. Yeah, it looked like Detroit was running a counter there. Faked like they were going to the left, handed it off to the right. And the Steelers were ready for that one. Back at their own 6 here. 3rd and goal. And St. Brown with a little reverse, but he's only going to get it back to the 3 there. 4th and goal. Dan Campbell, we know him. He's going for it. Yeah, nice little fake on the run there. Goff pretending like he was going to pitch it out to the left to the running back. Sorry, to the right with the running back, and instead he kind of underhand flips it to St. Brown, who was running to the left. All right, 4th and goal from the 3. Goff under center, fakes the handoff, rolling to his right, trying to find St. Brown. He's covered very well, double teamed, and it's going to be incomplete. Tracy Porter Jr. with great coverage, and the Lions turn it over on down inside the 5. Wow. I'll say this about Dan Campbell, man. He is consistent. He is a very consistent guy. It does not matter if it works or it's not been working or if it does. He's going to go for it every single time. All right, so after a great drive, Detroit comes up empty, trying to go for it on 4th down and not getting it, which has been a common occurrence for Detroit over the last month and a half. We got 2:07 left in the first. Let's go, man. We got 4 people watching right now. Actually, no, actually more. Yeah, looks like we got 6 people watching right now. Let's go. Heck yeah, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's look around the league. Let's do some scoring updates from the earlier games here. So, starting with the Chargers and the Cowboys. Chargers with a massive 34-17 victory over the Cowboys. I think that win gives the Chargers a playoff berth. I'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Vikings getting a 16-13 victory over the Giants there, so that's not great. Bengals taking it to the Dolphins, man, 45-21. And it is very likely that we are watching the last couple games with Mike McDaniel as the head coach of the Dolphins, man. Panthers able to retake the lead in the division. This time they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-20. 2 games left. Panthers with the lead in the division. They do have one more game against the Buccaneers, and that'll be the final week. So there's still a chance Tampa could roar back, especially if the Panthers do lose next week. The Saints coming up big, man, winning 29-6 over the Jets. And then the Bills able to escape with a 23-20 victory over Shador and the Browns. All right, 1st and 10. Ball at their own 3. Rodgers under center, single back in the backfield. Hands it off, and woo, Detroit sniffing that one out and bringing them down for a loss of 2 back at the 1. Yeah, that was an ugly, ugly play. And that was Harper who was able to get there first. Might have gotten away with a face mask there. David, LOL. Right. Yep. 2nd and 12. Rodgers under center. Quick throw to the outside. And I believe that is the former Minnesota Viking, Adam Thielen, picking up what looks like 5 or 6 yards there. giving the Steelers a little bit of breathing room here. All right, 3rd and 5, and we got less than 60 seconds left in the first. All right, Rodgers alone in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers split out to that right side. Looking to the left, throws to the left, and he finds Calvin Austin picking up 7 yards, and that's a first down. And they're giving him 8 either way, first down. Nice little slide there by Calvin, too. There's a 2.5-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. We'll see if the Pittsburgh Steelers decide to snap the ball here. And they do not. Trying to get Detroit to give them 5 free yards. Does not happen. Yeah, coming into this game, I'm pretty sure Detroit had the second most touchdowns in the NFL. I think the only other team that has more are the Rams. Yeah, Detroit coming in with at least 51 touchdowns on offense, man. And they've, like I said, they've been explosive. But the issue has been the situational football, like going for it on 4th down instead of taking the field goal, or going for it on 4th down on their own side and giving the opposing team basically 3 free points or potentially more. That's usually been the biggest issue with Detroit. It's not that they're not scoring points. It's not that they're not putting up yardage or kind of keeping games close. They've been competitive the entire way. It's just weird and bad decisions that have backfired on them at the worst possible time. Like an example is obviously the Green Bay game a couple weeks ago. They were clearly in that game for the entire time. They looked like the better team, especially in the second half. But the decision to go for it on 4th down repeatedly and not getting it, you know, that was the biggest difference in that game. Granted, Green Bay definitely played a lot better overall in that game, but still, Detroit has really been beating themselves quite a bit. All right, looks like we're coming back here. All right, Rodgers under center, ball at the 16. Detroit in the eye. Hands it off, goes up the middle, and Gainwell getting it down across the 30, down near the 34. An explosive run by Gainwell, man. Picks up at least 17. Yeah, once again, patient running, waiting for the hole to develop on that left side, and then just accelerated. All right, looks like the play was stopped here. Oh, okay. So they're trying to get number 29 for Detroit off the field there. Looks like they're might be being evaluated for either an injury or a concussion, likely. Usually, when they stop the play, it's usually because of an injury or a concussion or a suspected concussion. And that's Maddox. All right. First and 10, ball at the 34. Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Two tight end set. Hands it off, and that goes nowhere. Gainwell stacked up right at the line. Second and 10. Rodgers lofting one to the left side, and that goes incomplete. Trying to get it to Metcalf down the field. So far, man, Rock Ya-Sin has been really dang good right now. Rock Ya-Sin and Tracy Porter Jr. have been the biggest standouts defensively for me right now. Both have been able to break up a couple passes, make some good plays in coverage. Rodgers alone in the shotgun, third and 10. Pressured, line, that's going to be incomplete, trying to get it out to Calvin Austin, but it was well short of where he was. All right, Pittsburgh is going to have to settle for a punt here. Rodgers not happy with his team. And it'll be caught at the 20 and returned near the 23, but we do have a flag. Looks like it's going to be on Detroit here. So right now the refs are trying to explain the oh, actually no, it might actually be on Pittsburgh. Skoranek was pushed out of bounds, but you have to make a legitimate effort to get back in bounds, and he did not. So it's actually going to add a couple yards to the return there for Detroit. Probably going to get the ball near the 35, maybe the 40 actually. All right, let's finish up talking about some of the games that have gone by here. So I think we finished up with the Bills and Browns. Browns losing 20-23, keeping it close with the Bills, and then with the Chiefs. Without Mahomes, it was a very rough freaking day, especially against one of the worst teams in football. The Tennessee Titans were able to have their way with them. Tennessee winning 26-9. Weirdly enough, it doesn't even look like Gardner Minshew was the primary quarterback. Was he hurt? Yeah, it looks like Gardner Minshew was hurt during the game. Gotcha. So yeah, the guy that took over for the Chiefs was Chris Oladukan. Boo, Chiefs, you suck. Go home. They can't go home, dude. You gotta play 2 more games. Then they can go home. And if I'm the Chiefs, I don't know, the way football's been, man, I would want to be home, man. I'm like, you know what, dude? Let's go on vacation. Let's get some Mai Tais. Let's just have a good time. Let these other teams stress about trying to make the Super Bowl. It was like, we already won it. We won it 3 times. We've been to like 7 of them. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm enjoying it. You're like, you know what, man? Let's go to vacation, man. We've had a good run. We'll get back to it next year. All right. Goff, play action, throws down the field, and that's going to be a nice catch by Jameson Williams, getting it down to the 39. Actually, sorry, the 41 of Pittsburgh, not the other way around. I was so focused, man, because it looked like Goff was about to get sacked there. Alex Highsmith looping right behind him and was probably about a step away from forcing a fumble. All right, Detroit in the inverted I. Tight end to the left, running back right behind him. Goff under center. Hands it off. Montgomery is going to be brought down for a loss of 1 or 2 there. Alex Highsmith making a play. Once again, TJ Watt is not playing. He's still dealing with that collapsed lung that affected him like almost a week and a half at this point. So he's missed the last 2 games for the Steelers. David, pick 6, please. Heck yeah, man. We need a pick 6, man. We've had a rough week so far, man. Give the people what they want, man. Give us our Christmas gift. Throws to the outside, and Jameson Williams picking up about 5 on the play. All right, clock at 11:40 in the second quarter. 3rd and 6 coming up for Detroit. Goff in the shotgun, running back to his right. Throws it out to St. Brown, who's open at the 30, gets the first down. Down across the 20, down to the 18. We do have a flag, though. Going to be on the Steelers, so let's go. Catch is good. We're looking for St. Brown to have a big game here. I'm trying to win my fantasy league this week. All right, we need the Sun God to score at least 2 touchdowns. Come on. 1st and 10, ball at the 17. Handoff Montgomery, and he is once again wrapped up in the backfield by Highsmith for a loss of 1. Second and 11. Goff looking, throws it, and it's going to be dropped by Jahmyr Gibbs, who also gets blown up by Patrick Queen. All right, 3rd and long coming up for Detroit here. They are already in field goal range, but we'll see if Dan Campbell decides to go for it on 4th down if they can't pick it up here. Goff in the shotgun, running back to his left. He's got 3 receivers stacked up on that right side. Throws to the left, and Jameson Williams stumbling at the top of his route and is unable to handle the pass. Yep, looks like he just kind of, his cleats just kind of slipped right on the turf. All right, man. Here comes Jake Bates Motel in for this field goal. Try to give Detroit their first set of points and try to tie this up here. A 36-yarder is good. All right, we got 10-10 in the second quarter left to go. David, there we go, man. All right, let's continue to look around the league. Let's see what the current scores for the games that are actually happening now. All right, with 9:01 left in the second quarter, Broncos leading the Jags 10-7. Jags have the ball. With a little under 10:30 left in the second quarter, the Cardinals actually leading the Falcons 13-10. And at the end of 1, the Texans with a 7-0 lead over the Raiders, coming off of that Geno Smith pick 6. And just a heads up, guys, tonight, obviously, we will be doing the Sunday night game. It'll be the Patriots going to Baltimore, trying to wrap up a playoff spot here. But the Ravens have a lot to play for, especially if the Steelers lose in this game. The Ravens will have a chance to win that division. Yeah, I think the Ravens would still be behind the Steelers because right now Pittsburgh did win a couple weeks ago. But if the Ravens can beat the Patriots, if they can beat the Packers, that could set up a winner-take-all Ravens-Steelers on January 4th, the final week of the regular season. David, I have to go to a family thing tonight, so I may not be present for the beginning of the game, but should be back for the last part of some capacity. All good, my man. Appreciate you, man. And also have some fun, man. Have some fun. I was gonna make the joke that a family thing sounds fake. Sounds fake. And a decent return there by Gainwell. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Little play action. Gets it out quickly, and that play is sniffed out. Might have picked up half a yard. Yeah, Pat Fryer moved. As soon as he caught that and turned around to get it upfield, bam, got smacked. Yeah, it was a decent play design, man. It was a block and release, but Dan Campbell, my God, what the heck is his name? Campbell, Jack Campbell, was able to get there quickly. Quick throw, getting it out to Gainwell. He gets it across the 30, down near the 33. Picks up about 5 on that one. All right, we got 3rd and 6. 5 receiver set. 2 stacked up on the right side. Rodgers in the shotgun, trying to get the ball to at least the 38. Sets up a decent flat route there by the tight end, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy. 4th down coming up. And the Steelers going to have to punt this one away, man. So trading punts here, and oh Jesus, Raymond absolutely smoked. Did not call for the fair catch, and Skoranek kind of making up for the previous penalty on the punt earlier. Making a great play there, getting to the returner before he can even have a chance to think about taking it upfield. All right. I'll be right back and grab something to drink. You guys want something? I'll get you something. I'll get you something. All right. So yeah, looking at the Cowboys game, man, freaking the Chargers were just, they weren't overly dominant, but they were just efficient with their opportunities. When they had a chance to score, they scored. Because, yeah, there was no major turnovers. There might have been a fumble. Let me see here. Yeah, no interceptions, no fumbles. Oh, actually, no, sorry. Cowboys did lose a fumble, but that was it. Otherwise, it was a lot of yardage, nearly 800 yards on offense combined. Dallas was just 1 of 3 in the red zone. Chargers were not significantly better. They were 2 for 4. All right. 1st and 10, play action. Goff looking, and he's going to get wrapped up in the backfield for his 2nd sack of the game back at the 10. And that was the veteran player, man. Cam Hayward still getting it done. Basically, was able to almost do like a stunt, able to kind of disengage from his blocker and then loop around to bring down Goff. All right, Goff in the shotgun. Gets it out quickly, but that's going to be well short of Jahmyr Gibbs. 3rd and 15 coming up. And then David, sorry, Cousins from Atlanta in town. I should at least say hello. Oh, for sure, man. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. You always got to say hello to the Cousins, man. Yeah, man. I don't know if it's true for you guys, but Cousins at times, they're like siblings that just made fun of you a lot less. And they're going to throw it out to one of the tight ends, well short of the first. May have only picked up like 3 or 4 yards on 3rd and 15. And it's going to be a 4th and long, and Detroit's going to punt this one away. Back-to-back quick drives for Detroit that end in a punt. And it was fair caught by the Steelers, but there's going to be a holding penalty on Pittsburgh. So that'll probably move them back from the 30 back near the 20. So look at the Buccaneers and the Panthers, man. So Mayfield, 18 of 26, 145, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Bucky Irvin, 19 for 71. Mika Ibuka held to just 1 catch, but he did take it for 40 yards. Mike Evans, 5 for 31 and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 5 for 30. So, yeah, not a whole lot through the air. Baker actually ran for 49 yards on 4 carries, so he was pretty solid. Rashad White, 5 for 45. And let's check out Bryce Young, man. 21 of 32, 191 through the air. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rico Dowdle, 9 for 29. He has really struggled, man. Rico has just completely fallen off the map over the last like 3-4 weeks. Chuba Hubbard, not significantly better, 6 for 27. Both averaged 4.5 yards or less. Teterora McMillan, 6 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Coker, 3 for 47. Yeah, both teams less than 300 yards on total offense. They were both fairly efficient on third down, man. Panthers were 6 for 12, and the Buccaneers 8 for 14. So I think the biggest difference might have been that interception by Baker, man, who he's been throwing a few more, man. We saw obviously last week what a pair of interceptions meant in that game when they lost against the not the Saints, but who the heck did they lose to? My goodness, to the Rams. And and the Falcons there. Yep. All right, Rodgers under center, ball back at the 21 after the penalty. Tries to get it out to Warren on the toss, but may have picked up a yard, if that. All right, 2nd and 10. Rodgers looking, dumping it underneath. Warren with a little bit of room makes a man miss, and he stumbles his way across the 25 down to the 27, picking up 6. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, 5 receiver set, 3 to the left. 3rd and 4, pressure, and down goes Rodgers, and it's Hutch able to get a sack here. And right now, man, both of these defenses making plays. That is the 2nd time Rodgers has gone down for a sack. And it is the last 4 series have been punt, 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 punt. And Whiteman puts this one in the air. It's going to be a really good one, pushing him back to the 25, to the 30, 35, and Raymond nearly getting away. Got it down to the 38, but could have had a lot more if it wasn't for a shoelace tackle there, man. Holy cow. All right, scoring updates. The Jags have taken the lead over the Broncos with 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Up 14-10. Arizona able to extend their lead to 6 points, 16-10 over the Falcons with 3:16 left in the 2nd. And the Raiders scoring a touchdown. It is now 7-10. Texans on top with 9:06 left in the first half. And right now we're on a commercial break in this game. We got 4:02 left in the first half here with both of these teams struggling to move the ball. Each one was able to move the ball on their first, I would say, their first two drives, couple first downs, but it has been back to back to back to back punts. Couple sacks from each defense, and just a whole lot of looking down the field and not being able to find anything. All right, we're back here. Detroit, 1st and 10, ball at the 38. Goff in the shotgun, running back to his left. Gets it out to Tesla. He gets across the 50 down near the 48 of Pittsburgh. All right, we're looking at a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, Gibbs in the slot to the right. Goff looking, hits Gibbs, and he makes a man miss, almost loses the first down that he had, but he's going to pick up a good chunk in a first down for Detroit. All right, 1st and 10 at Pittsburgh 35. 5-receiver set, 3 to the right side. Yeah, Pitt is playing some soft coverage right now. A little bit of pressure over the middle, and Jamison Williams, double shot of whiskey, picking up about 6 there down to the 29. Oh, we got a Pittsburgh Steeler down on the ground here. That is Brandon Echols, number 26. Yeah, Brandon, one of their top 3 corners that they have on this team. Yeah, I think it goes Joey Porter, Brandon Echols, Sante Samuel. They picked up a couple weeks ago, man, and he looked good. He looked good the last time we saw the Steelers. All right, with looks like 36 seconds left. The Jags have the ball at Denver's 43, so there's a chance they'll be able to tack on a field goal. Right now, the Jags up 14-10 over the Broncos. And the Falcons are facing a 4th and 1 at Arizona's 28. They're down 10-16 with 2 minutes left. We'll see if they go for it here. They're out of the playoffs, so are the Cardinals. So both of these teams don't really have much to try to protect or worry about. That's like, if it's 4th and 1, man, go for it. Like, the worst things that happen is you don't get it, you lose the game, but you're still out of the playoffs regardless. At least you have a good chance if you do convert it to come away with some points. All right, we're back here. 2nd and 4, ball at the 29. Goff under center. Gibbs in the backfield. It's going to run up the middle, and he will pick up 3, setting up a 3rd and 1. What the heck was that? Just saw Metcalf try to punch what looked like a Detroit fan in the stands. Run up the middle here, and that picks up 5 yards and a 1st down. That is wild. So we just reached the 2-minute warning here, so you got DK Metcalf doing almost pulling a Ron Artest and just jumping into the stands. All right, man. We're still on the commercial break. I'm just trying to find any information with DK. Is he going to be like that? Is obviously he's going to be fined, even if he didn't throw a punch. I'm pretty sure he had a handful of that dude's hair, which I think might have been fake, or maybe it might have been colored. I don't know. It was like really bright blue. But regardless, there's going to probably be a fine, likely a suspension, especially if they can show that he actually almost made contact or did. Like it's unless there's like evidence to suggest that like the fan threw something or made like a threatening remark. Even then, I still think DK probably is going to get at least fined for sure. But wow. All right, we're back. Goff throws it down the field, and it's caught in the end zone by Tesla, who makes an incredible freaking effort after taking an insane hit in the end zone, man. It hit him so hard he spun around. It basically did a 360. Wow. All right, man. What a freaking touchdown on that one. All right, looks like Tesla stock is going up on that one. Holy cow. All right, Bates in to try to make this a 7-point game, and it is good. Detroit with 1:55 left in the first have a 10-3 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, still no word if DK is still going to be in this game after that, but still on the sidelines. Yeah, man. Tesla. Let me see here. Oh, here you go. He's on the field. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 20. Rodgers in the shotgun. Running back to his right. Rodgers pressure, throws, and trying to get it to DK. Incomplete. Yeah, right now, DK Metcalf, 4 targets, 1 catch, 5 yards, and 1 good punch. Nice little right hook. DK said, I'm going to silence everybody in the crowd. Everybody line up. I'm going to give you the old 1-2 here. And DK dropping that one. It would have been a gain of 15 and a first down. Instead, it is 3rd and 10 coming up. All right, ball still at the 20. Rodgers alone in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side. DK alone to the right. Rodgers looking, steps up in the pocket, delivers a throw underneath, and that's going to be a first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Gain of 12 by Pat Freiermuth. Let's freaking go, man. We got 6 people watching right now, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Please leave a like, subscribe. If you don't, DK will find you. All right, 1st and 10. Ball at the 31. And he's going to get it out to Pat again. This time picking up about 5 on the catch over the middle. All right, we got 1:15 on the clock. Clock is running. Pittsburgh has 2 timeouts here, so they don't really need to rush. Ball at the 36. Gets it out to Metcalf on the right side. Tight coverage. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 45, but we do have a flag on the play. From the looks of it, it's going to be on Pittsburgh. So it's going to be offensive PI on Metcalf. He shoved the defender full extension, both hands. All right, 2nd and 14. Ball back at the 32. Rodgers looking. Throws to the right side. Kitted out to Kenneth Gainwell. Picks up about 3 down to the 30. Was tackled inbounds, so the clock is running. 55 seconds. All right, Rodgers, actually, they're taking their time setting this one up. I think he was trying to get the play out quickly, but it just doesn't seem they would work, and so they kind of did like a little mini huddle. And after all that, man, basically 15 seconds taken off the clock, and Detroit is actually going to be using their timeout. Honestly, I don't like that, man. If I'm Detroit, you have the lead. You get the ball to start the second half. The worst thing you can do right now is give Rodgers and an offense that is struggling time to regroup. Yes, it is 3rd and 11. If they don't pick up a good amount of yardage, will they go for it? Probably not. But you don't want to give Rodgers more time. All right. Rodgers in the shotgun, 5-receiver set. Looks like a single receiver on that right side. Looking. Throws over the middle, and it's a 1st down to the 42. Picked up 12 yards, and I believe Pittsburgh is going to use a timeout here. All right, man. They go to the veteran receiver, Adam Thielen. All right, there we go. Pittsburgh down to 1 timeout, and they used it with about 33 seconds left. Oh, they're polishing off this highlight right here, man. The Miracle in Motown, baby. Aaron Rodgers to Richard Rodgers. Untimed down, going long on that one, man. That was fun. All right, 1st and 10. Flipping one out to the left, and looks like him and DK not on the same page on that one. Second and 10. Rodgers alone in the shotgun. Down the seam, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Jonnu Smith. And that was Jack Campbell with a great play in coverage. Did he get a hand on that one, or did he just force the drop? No, definitely got a hand on it. Rodgers looking over the middle, and it's a 1st down catch. And I think Rodgers did what he's done for most of his career. I think he caught Detroit subbing. Yeah, they caught him. Yeah, they caught him subbing out. So penalty is going to be declined. Result of the play: first down to Adam Thielen, who's having a heck of a drive right now, man. 2 big catches, 2 first downs for the former Minnesota Viking. All right, 17 seconds left. Rodgers alone in the shotgun, single receiver to the right. Ball at the 45. Throwing it deep, and it's going to be in and out of the hands of MVS there. Rodgers trying to connect with his former Green Bay teammate there. It looked like Rodgers was trying to hit him with a little bit of a back shoulder. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the left. Rodgers looking. Has a little bit of time. Lofts one up to the right side, and it's going to be caught. Caught by Kenneth Gainwell, and it might be a touchdown. We got a flag, though. Gainwell was on the ground, but I don't think the ball ever hit the ground. Was he touched down, though? So this is either going to be offensive PI or defensive PI. I don't think there's anything in between here. It doesn't look like Anzalone was the defender, and I don't think he ever made contact with Gainwell once Kenneth caught the ball. Let's see here. So yeah, that's a catch for sure. The ball never hits the ground. Was he contacted on the play? And the official ruling is a touchdown by Kenneth Gainwell down the right sideline, in one of the weirdest touchdowns, catches, plays that you will ever freaking see. Wow, dude. And I'm going to channel my inner Al Michaels and say, he did what? Absolutely insane. If you guys know that reference, put it in the chat, please. Please, please, please. But yeah, man. Holy freaking cow, man. Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. He's a little bit of both. Especially against Detroit in this stadium. 2 seconds left, man, before halftime. And the Steelers, with almost a Hail Mary, able to punch it into the end zone. Monday Night Football, Minnesota versus Green Bay. Yes, let's go, baby. Yes. Antonio Freeman. Brett Favre literally just chucking the ball up in the air. Freeman was engaged with the defender. They both fell on the ground. The ball hit Freeman, who was literally on the ground, belly down, face down. Hit him in the shoulder pad. He rolled over, and Antonio Freeman somehow was just able to keep the ball from touching the ground. Got up, and then just went all the way to the end zone. And Kenneth Gainwell just basically did the same, except this time he was actually able to keep it from hitting the ground with his hands, man. So, let's go. David, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'm trying to remember, when did that play actually happen? That was like early 2000s, I think. Let me see here. That was in Week 10 to 2000. So a little over 25 years ago, man. Good thing I woke up from my cat nap on the floor. I'm not gonna lie, man. Taking a nap on the floor, man, sometimes, whew, so good. All right, so Detroit's just gonna take a knee here, obviously with 2 seconds left. Wow, 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 man. Every once in a while, man, we all need a good floor nap, man. Just saying. Brings us back to our roots. All right, man. So Detroit will get the ball to start the second half. Unfreaking believable, man. Let's look around the league. A lot of these games are at halftime, maybe even entering their third quarter. So the Jags have the Jags had a 17 to 10 lead, but the Broncos just scored a touchdown. 12:59 left in the third, and they're one extra point away from tying it up. At the half, the Falcons and the Cardinals tied up 16-16. Texans on top of the Raiders 13-7 at half, and obviously here a 10-10 lead with an incredible touchdown throw from Aaron Rodgers to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell catching that one while he was on the ground, able to get up, was not touched down, and got into the end zone. Let's see who scored that. So the Broncos able to kick the extra point. It's tying it up 17-17. And it looks like RJ Harvey got into the end zone. Let's freaking go, man. All right, come on. We need RJ to score, run for 50 yards and a touchdown. All right, I got RJ Harvey. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I got Travis Etienne playing right now. I need all three of those guys to have a pretty good second half the rest of the way. Man, I had the Raiders pick to win today, but that's not going to happen probably. I just had bad picks for today. Yeah, man, it happens, man. Like the Raiders looked like they were going to be a competent team to start the year. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, they did have some success over there in Seattle. Ashton Genty was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, running back prospect to come out in the last 2 years, I think. There's a lot of reasons to kind of be somewhat positive with the Raiders. I don't think anybody picked them to win the Super Bowl, but they're they're going to be competitive. They'll probably be competing for a wild card spot maybe towards the beginning of December. We'll see, but just did not happen for the Raiders, man. RJ Harvey, gross. I have Denver winning. Fine. Go RJ Harvey. Have yourself 5 touchdowns. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And if it helps, I'll even it out. If RJ Harvey can give me, some good touchdowns, how about Bo overthrows 2 times, throws a pick six on one of them? You know, just to make it a little interesting, a little spice it, a little spice. let's check it out here. Trevor Lawrence, 13 for 21, 130 through the air, 2 touchdowns for Trevor. Man, he's been pretty efficient. He's been sacked 3 times though, which is not too surprising. The Broncos have been arguably the best defense at getting to the quarterback since the beginning of the year. I think with those 3 sacks, I think they're well over 60 sacks on the season. Haha, Denver throwing pick sixes is 99% of the time awesome. All right, so let's look at the numbers here in this game, Pittsburgh, Detroit. So Rodgers able to finish off the half strongly there. He's 14 for 24, 141, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. A good chunk of those incompletions, at least 4 or 5 of them, have been drops by either tight ends or receivers. So, Rodgers could easily be having a little bit of a better day if his guys were able to kind of focus a little bit. But the coverage has been really good for both teams, both defenses. So, Kenneth Gainwell, 3 for 23, and Jalen Warren, 3 for 9. That's basically it when it comes to running the ball. Kenneth Gainwell is the leading receiver as well for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3 for 52, 1 touchdown as well. So he's having himself a game, man. Last week, I think he went over 130 plus total yards offensively. So Kenneth on his way for another one. I think he has a 75 through the first half here. Adam Thielen, 3 for 32. And then finally, Pat Freiermuth, 4 catches, 20 yards. Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward, the 2 big men over the middle, have Pittsburgh's 2 sacks. And Detroit, Goff a little bit more efficient with his throws. 15 for 20, 162, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. David Montgomery, the leading rusher, 4 carries for just 14 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 6 carries, 5 yards, averaging less than a yard per carry. Isaac Tesla, actually the leading receiver for Detroit, 2 catches, 34 yards, has the 1 touchdown. Anthony Ferkser, the tight end there, 3 for 34. Jameson Williams, 3 for 33. And Amon-Ra right now, 3 for 30. All right, we need to double those numbers alone in the second half. So, if Amon-Ra can finish this game with, close to 10 catches, maybe 100 yards, maybe he gets in the end zone twice, I wouldn't be too mad about it. All right, Denver grounding passer because the defender partially landed on Lawrence. Fans were living. Oh boy. Let's see here. I heard Amon-Ra needs 4 catches for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns. Nice. But yeah, man. I mean, So for So, what do the Steelers need to do here in the half? I think one, their receivers, like the passing game has been fine. I think the design plays have been great. They've had a couple guys open, like DK dropping that pass there. Granted, they scored a touchdown in that drive, so it didn't really matter. But could have made that drive a little bit more efficient, especially not dropping it on second and long. Um, Tight ends have been doing a pretty decent job. I feel like the tight ends for Pittsburgh have been the most efficient and the most consistent in this game. And right now, if they can continue to get the ball to Kenneth Gainwell, whether that's running or passing, I think that is going to be their best option right now. Because right now, man, he's been the most effective back I would say over the last month of football. He's just been so darn consistent. And apparently, I lied to you. I forgot that Detroit went for it on fourth down to start the first half. So actually, Pittsburgh gets the ball. So my apologies. My apologies on that one. In my brain, I flipped those. I thought Pittsburgh came away with the point, and then Detroit went for it on fourth. But and then for Detroit, man, offensively, they need to get one of those guys on in the backfield going, whether it's David Montgomery or Gibbs, preferably Gibbs, because I think he's the most dangerous. He can easily break off one, for 80 plus yards or whatever. But I think he's also the more effective of the two backs when the ball is in his hands in the passing game. So they gotta just find different ways to give Gibbs the ball in space. I think the protection has been okay. These are two defenses that are very good at getting to the quarterback. Not always consistently getting them to them, but they have players like Alex Highsmith, and then on the other side, Hutchinson, also a problem on every single freaking down. But yeah, if I'm Detroit, man, I gotta find ways to get the ball to Gibbs, um, and help me out, man. Help me out. Give it to St. Brown. But yeah, St. Brown also very efficient. But Tracy Porter, man, he has been just looking at some of the routes that Amon Ra is running. Tracy is uh, Tracy Porter is just right there, man. He is tight. He is locked in on St. Brown in this game, and it's being effective there for the Steelers, man. So if you can't get St. Brown the ball, then you got to find a way to get Jamison Williams open as well, man. If they're going to put their best defender on St. Brown, you got to have Jamison double shot of whiskey come away with some big chunk plays here in the second half. If he can come away with two or three catches that go for 15 or 20 plus, massive, massive, massive. And David TD Jacksonville. Oh, snap. Who scored it? Who scored it? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Jacksonville 23-17. And it's Trevor Lawrence. Hand it off to your teammate, man. Come on. All right. Third quarter, about to get underway. Bates kicking this one off. Caught inside the 10. Returned across the 30. Down to the 32. All right, man. Motor City Dan, let's see what he can do here in the second half, man. The Lions are desperate for a win. Obviously, we're rooting for, if you're a Packer fan, you're rooting for the Steelers. The more Detroit loses, the better chance Green Bay has at not losing their playoff spot. It's going to be a run to the right, and Warren picks up about 6 there, down across the 35. Yeah, right now Detroit averaging just just under 2 yards per carry, 1.6. It's gonna be another run. This one, Warren up the middle, does not have as much success. Picks up about 2, and it's gonna be 3rd and short coming up. All right, we got 3rd and 2. Rodgers alone in the shotgun, looks to his right, and that's going to be caught by DK, who gets taken down right at the 50. First down for Pittsburgh. That's DK's second catch of the day, man. Caught the first one on the opening drive to start the Pittsburgh Steelers' first quarter. Now gets one here on the opening drive in the second half. Rodgers pressured, throws it away, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Kenneth Gainwell there. Anzalone on the coverage. All right, 5 receiver set, 3 to the left. Rodgers in the shotgun ball, basically at the 50. Throws to the right side, and it's too high for Gainwell there. 3rd and 10. All right, Aaron adjusting a few things here. Has some time over the middle, and that's going to be Adam Thielen with his 3rd massive catch of the game. It's the 3rd time he's picked up a big chunk over the middle for a first down. All right, Rodgers under center, hands it off. And Warren breaks a couple tackles, keeps it going to the 20, to the 15, and down at the 11. Jaylen Warren ripping through this Detroit defense for a massive freaking run, man. Look at that. Broke a tackle at the 30, broke another tackle at the 25, broke another tackle near the 15, and finally able to be wrangled down near the 10. All right. Officially at the 12, so 1st and 10. Rodgers under center. Looks to throw quickly, rolling to his right. And the old man is going to take off and run and gets pushed out of bounds near the 10. Looks like Rodgers is talking a little bit of trash. I can dig it. You know, when you've been playing football since the Bush administration, probably got a lot to say. And that's the second Bush, not the. Yeah, you got it. You got it. It's gonna be a throw to Darnell Washington. He catches it around the 7 and able to bring it down inside the 5. Detroit is trying to say that they were able to recover a fumble, but the referees are saying no, he was down. He was down. We got a 3rd and 2 coming up here. All right, Rodgers trying to get quickly to the line and not able to get lined up correctly in time. Rodgers frustrated with his young tight end. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. That might be a fumble. That ball is definitely loose before he is down on the ground. Oh boy. Haha, you could hear him talking about Minnesota. Good ears, Dave. I know Rodgers. I know Rodgers at this point. Watch that freaking guy. I mean, I literally remember watching the game where he took over for Brett when he got hurt against the Cowboys. Like I remember that was the year the Packers went 13-3. It was obviously Brett's final season, and like the big talk was like the two best teams in the NFC, the Cowboys, Packers, are going off. They're going to face each other on a big, primetime game. And just before the half, Brett takes a hit as he's chucking it down the field. And then Rodgers comes in, and he played pretty well, man. Like, that was like the first time people were like, oh, this kid from Cal, man, who was, his first 2 years were a lot of injuries. I think he had like a broken foot his rookie year. It didn't look good. Rodgers looked like a guy that Ted Thompson had wasted a first-round pick on. Very similar story to Jordan Love. But that was the first game that I think people saw where you're like, oh, this team could play and potentially win some games with this kid. And I remember his first start against Minnesota back in 2008. Man, it's Rodgers he's had a personality. He's always been very cocky. Let's just say that he's never been afraid to voice his opinion, and whether that's to the opponent or his own team. I feel like that's a fumble. I know it's good for Detroit, but that's all right. But I don't know, man. The ball was loose, but he was kind of pinning it to his body for a little bit there. But is the initial movement of the ball that losing control of it, is that enough to continue to basically be a fumble throughout the entire process? We'll see what the call is. I don't think it's as clear cut as a yes or no, but the ball definitely got loose before his body went down. Like, yeah, to me that's a fumble, and the ball is moving just before he makes contact with the ground. So I don't know, man. I think there's a to me it's like 75-25 fumble. Should be and it is. It's a fumble. Detroit wins their challenge. All right, 1st and 10. Goff, play action, rolling to his right, tries to find Williams there, but it goes incomplete, out of bounds. So that was a big reason why Rodgers was trying to get that play quickly. Darnell Washington not able to line up correctly. Rodgers had to correct him a couple times, but by the time they did, Dan Campbell able to throw that challenge flag. 2nd and 10, ball at the 3 here. Detroit, Goff looks, throws it underneath to Gibbs, and he picks up 2 down to the 5. Cheerleaders spotted. Woo. I guess Detroit does have cheerleaders, yeah. Holy freaking cow, man. We got 8 people watching right now, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Goff gets the low snap. Hit in the end zone, and it's a safety for the Steelers. That fumble might have been the best thing that could have happened to him because now they have a chance to double dip 2 points. And if they can score a touchdown, they can be up by 9 here instead of just 7 if they would have scored that touchdown before the fumble. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Dude, if you're Goff, man, you know you got to get the ball out quickly. Like, Detroit hasn't been, Pittsburgh hasn't been putting an insane amount of pressure, but you have to know that they've gotten to you already twice. There's been a couple times where they were a step away from getting you down. But wow, man. Just a boneheaded decision to keep that ball. All right. Pittsburgh, man, with a massive play. So we got 9:42 here left in the third. Detroit is about to basically kick this one away to Pittsburgh here. And once again, man, the Steelers have looked pretty efficient on 3rd down since scoring that touchdown before the half. I would take for sure 7 over 2+ potential. 7 with this much time left. Oh, for sure. No, for sure. Absolutely. No, I'm not saying that it was a good thing that they fumbled, but, you know, since they got the safety and they have a chance to tack on 7, might be the best thing for them. And it's not a great return by Gainwell, but gets it across the 30, though. But to be honest with you, though, man, the Steelers' red zone offense has not always been the most consistent. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball at the 31. Rodgers under center, single back in the backfield. DK Metcalf alone to the right. It's going to be a handoff, and that one gets... Oh, actually, no. I was going to say you get stuffed, but Warren able to squirt out, go to the left. Still loses a yard, but would have lost a lot more if he did not break a couple tackles there. Uh-oh. They're showing Geno throwing the ball. Oh, it's actually a touchdown this time. Wow. Ashton Genty down the left sideline, and just like that, the Raiders may have just taken the lead over the Texans. Seriously, anytime they've shown Raiders highlights or lowlights, it always usually is a turnover, man. So I was very surprised. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun. Quick throw to the outside, and Kenneth Gainwell to the 40, to the 45, and goes out of bounds near Detroit's 49. There you go, man. Get your best player of the ball right now. Yeah, they just nobody went with Gainwell, man. They just let him loose there in the flat to the left side. Rodgers putting it on him perfectly. Big first down. Rodgers play action, rolling to his right, crow hopping and delivering a ball down the field, and it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Marquez Valdez-Scantling, just unable to catch that one. I mean, he sold out for it, man. You can't say that it was not for effort, for a lack of effort, I should say, man. Oh man, it hit him in the hands though. I think if Rodgers is able to kind of drift that one towards the closer to the sidelines, I think literally Marquez probably just walks in. Yeah, unfortunately, MVS looks like he's shaken up, man. He, like I said, completely sold out trying to catch that one, and he landed pretty hard on the ground. So they're going to check him out in the blue tent. Second and 10 coming up. Ball at the 50. Rodgers in the shotgun takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff, and Gainwell fighting for as much yardage as he can. Only gets one. Kept forgetting MVS is on the Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster, and he both were on the Chiefs around the same time. They were definitely teammates for a little bit there. I think it was only one season because I think Juju left when they got MVS, or maybe they were there for the first year and then yeah. But all right, third and 9. Rodgers steps up in the pocket. It's gonna run, breaks the tackle, and the old man is going to be about a yard shy of the first. Look at that. Rodgers still has some wheels, man. Still has some wheels. You know, they may not be Michelin grade wheels anymore, but, you know, they still, he still got the old Tonka trucks out there. Yeah, they're definitely a little bit slower than they used to be. And Detroit is going to burn a timeout early here in the second half. All right, we got 6:47 left in the third. Might be the first time I've seen Dan Campbell, like, he just sighed. Like, he was like, a little nervous. I think Dan's getting a little nervous, man. Rodgers' wheels are like are like 3 on a shopping cart that still go straight, but that fourth one just messing up too much. Oh yeah, man. You know, it's got the little fish, you know, got the fish fin basically. 4th and 2, and it's a throw over the middle, and that's a catch. Let's freaking go. A quick throw, and I believe that is Scotty Miller, the former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. A man who actually ruined one of Rodgers' chances at going to the Super Bowl back in 2020. Scotty Miller catching basically a Hail Mary when it was the Buccaneers versus the Packers in the NFC Championship game. Caught that over Kevin King. It's going to be a toss to the right. Jaylen Warren goes for about 3 yards down to the 32. Second down coming up. Let's freaking go, man. 7 people watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. We do as many as 5 games per week. And we just kind of like to hang out and talk about football, man. Watch some football games too. All right, 2nd and 6. Rodgers under center. DK Metcalf alone to the right side. It's going to be a handoff to Warren. He's got a little bit of room, but is only able to pick up about 3 there right across the 30. All right, we got 3rd and 4, 5 receiver set. 3 to the right. Rodgers looking. Throws to that right side, and once again, he finds Scotty Miller, and if they're saying it's a catch right at the 20-yard line. Able to tap the toes. Let's see, he got 1, 2. Look at that, man. Scotty Miller coming up big here on this opening second half drive that has taken up over 10 minutes. Another throw to Miller, and this one gets him inside the 20. Also, I'm not sure why I said it was the opening drive. This is not the opening drive. My bad. Just getting so excited seeing Scotty Miller make plays. All right, Rodgers. Under center here, hands it off to Warren. Up the middle and picks up about 5, setting up a 3rd and 2. Steve, what's going on, brother? I always know that Denver was and is an overrated team. I can't believe Green Bay lost to them. Well, I mean, Denver's been, they've been competitive, man. Are they the clear-cut best team in football? I don't think so. They have a lot of flaws for sure. But, yeah, at the end of the day, you don't have to be perfect. You just got to be good enough to win, and that's what they've been doing. Handoff to Warren, and he's going to be about half a yard shy of the first. So another 4th and short coming up for the Steelers here. And they're definitely trying to come away with a touchdown here. They don't want to settle for a field goal. It would only be 5 points. Sure, that's a touchdown technically, but oh, nice end around to Kenneth Gainwell. Breaks a couple tackles, gets it inside the 5, and that's a 1st and goal coming up for the Steelers, man. It looked like they were going to run a little bit of a tush push. Instead, it's a handoff to Gainwell, who bounces it to the left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another, and gets tackled by Jack Campbell inside the 5. I like that. That's a nice variation right there. I like that. So far this drive, over 7 minutes taken off the board. Rodgers under center, play action, looking, rolling to his right, and he's going to just chuck this one out of bounds. There is a flag. It's actually going to be offsides on the Steelers. Yeah, it looks like one of their offensive linemen lined up in the neutral zone, so right, Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his left. Hands it off to Warren, and he's going to fight his way back inside the 5, down near the 3. So a pretty decent run there, picking up basically the 5 yards that they lost on the penalty. All right, 2nd and goal, man. Clock is running. We got less than a minute 30 left in this 3rd quarter that has been just eaten up by the Steelers. Rodgers looking, has time, running out of time, and he finds a wide open DK in the end zone, but there is a flag. And from the looks of it, is it on the Steelers? It is. They're going to get Darnell Washington for offensive pass interference. All right, so they're getting there was a Detroit player down on the ground. They're getting him off the field, but he's jogging off, so he looks like he's all right. He ran into Darnell Washington, so that's I think that'll take out most of us. Running into a 265-pound tight end. All right, 2nd and 10, ball back at the 15 now. Rodgers looking, pressured, and able to get it out there to Gainwell. Was it a catch or an incomplete pass? Looks like he got it back inside the 10 near the 8-yard line, maybe the 7. All right, we got 35 seconds left. This will likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter unless it's incomplete. And play clock is running down, and looks like Rodgers is going to use a timeout here to avoid the delay of game. Don't forget, we will be doing one more game here tonight. We got Patriots and Ravens for Sunday night. Hopefully that's a good one, man. Hopefully the Ravens can be competitive. They've been super inconsistent this season. One week they look like one of the top 10 teams in the NFL, and other times they are rough. Rodgers is heated right now, man. He is yelling so much that his face almost turned into a little bit of a raspberry there, man. Looking a little flush. All right, 5 receiver set, 3 to the right. Warren in motion. Ball at the 7. Rodgers flipping it out to Warren, and that's going to go for just a gain of 2 down to the 5. 4th down coming up. Yeah, it looks like Scotty Miller got beat on that block, man. All right, that's the end of the 3rd. We're headed to the 4th, man. 12-10 with the Steelers making the decision right now. They're keeping their offense out on the field, trying to hopefully get a 2-possession lead early in the fourth. All right, it's been a while since we looked around the league and checked the scores. Oh, my goodness, man. We got 11 people watching right now, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you're having a great holiday season. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support me and the video on the channel, man. Thank you. All right, let's look at what some of the other scores are looking like right now. The Jags absolutely taking the Broncos to the shed here, man. 34-17 with just under 13 minutes left. The Broncos do have the ball. Falcons with a 9-point lead over the Cardinals, 25-16. There's about 12:30 left in that game. And then finally, the Texans able to retake the lead with a field goal. They're up 16-14 over the Las Vegas Raiders with 2:13 left in the third. So, close games. Close games. Dakota, the Bears, my Bears did it. LOL. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Coming into my channel, talking your the Bears talk. How dare you? No, man, the Bears played well, man. Packers completely pooped the bed. It was a close game, though. I mean, it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't boring. Very dramatic. But yeah, man. I was really, really hoping that Malik was going to be able to get us the win there, and he wasn't the problem. Outside of that bad snap, you know, I don't know whose fault it was. It really doesn't matter. It's a little 50-50. But there were so many chances for the Packers to ice that game. Special teams, defense. It wasn't just on the offense. It wasn't just that one play. It was definitely a handful of bad plays, bad decisions for the Packers that kind of done them in there. So, all right. So the Steelers are actually reversing course. They're gonna keep. They're actually gonna just kick the field goal here. So Boswell is good. Boom. Steelers on top, 15-10, early in the fourth, and don't tell me you're going to a commercial break. We just came back from one. Come on. All right, of course. NFL always has to try to make that extra cash. All right, let's look at some of the stats here for this Jags and Broncos game. So Trevor Lawrence, 23 of 33, 279, 3 touchdowns, man. Travis Etienne, 9 for 28 on the ground, so not very efficient. His biggest run is 24 yards, so he's only picked up an extra 4 on the other 8 carries. He did pick up, let me see here, 4 catches, 16 yards, and a touchdown, though. That's big. Dakota, I'd say it was that onside kick that hurt the most. For sure, man, for sure. Especially because, like, Dobbs, easily one of the best hands on the team. A pretty consistent player for the most part. But I feel like I think it was one of those where he's like, oh, he saw it coming at him, and then it just took a little bit of a weird bounce, even though it hit him in the chest. But I'm pretty sure I would have to look at the replay. But I felt like he put his eyes up to look at if he was going to get whacked, you know. And so I feel like he just took his eyes off the ball just for like a second. And I think it was just enough. Jags 34, Denver 20. All right, man. Come on. Yeah, Bo Nix, 19 of 30, 252, 1 touchdown. RJ Harvey, 7 for 50, and a touchdown on the ground. Troy Franklin, 3 for 59. Cortland Sutton, 4 for 53 and a touchdown. And RJ Harvey, 2 for 31 through the air. So, RJ, he's having a pretty good game. 81 total yards, 1 touchdown on 9 touches. Hopefully they can get him more involved in the fourth quarter. And speaking of getting involved in the fourth quarter, hopefully the Lions can get Amon-Ra involved here in the fourth, or just get something going offensively. Man, it feels like they've literally only been on the field offensively for a couple plays in this entire second half. And it's going to be a decent return by Detroit down to the 31, but there's a flag all the way near the end zone. And I think that's going to be on Detroit. All right. Goff, under center, ball at the 14 after the penalty. Costing them about 17 yards. Pressure, Goff trying to run. And that ball is going to be nearly intercepted by Clark. Right now, the Steelers, man, doing a heck of a job there. There's a corner blitz. That's what they were able to get with. They were able to get Goff down on the ground one time with that, and that was Jalen Ramsey, the corner termed safety, able to kind of put a little extra pressure on Jared Goff there, forcing them to kind of stay in the pocket. Heading out to the family thing. Sounds suspicious. Now, David, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. Have some fun, man. Hopefully there's some good food and some good times, man. Have a good one. All right, so there's another penalty on Detroit here, so that moves them back inside their own 10, down to the 9. All right, Goff. Shotgun, looks, throws, and that's going to be dropped by double shot of whiskey, Jamison Williams. And it'll be 3rd and very long. Yeah, this Detroit offensive line, man, they are just getting bullied over the last couple offensive series for Detroit. All right, Goff takes the snap, looking, has some time over the middle, and it's an ugly ball, man. Not even close to being completed. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted. Once again, man, if you put pressure on Goff, you start to see more and more throws like that. Dang, dude, that should have been an interception there. Once again, was that Clark? Who was that? That was Clark, number 21, dropping his second potential interception on this drive. And a decent punt there, fair caught around the 40. All right, man. For the Steelers, they have an opportunity here to go up by 2 scores with a touchdown. Let's look around the league. Let's do a little bit of an update here. So With 10-20, the Jags are up by 14, 34-20 over the AFC's top seeded team, the Denver Broncos. With a little under 10:45, the Falcons have taken a 26-16 lead over the Arizona Cardinals, and the Texans, with the ball at their own 12, have a 2-point lead with 13:35 left in the game. But yeah, coming into this week, man, the Lions with the arguably one of the best teams at being able to throw the ball down the field. I think they were ranked fourth coming into the season. Coming into this week, sorry. But yeah, man, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle for them to try to get anything positive in this game. Let me see. Where's Goff? Goff with just 164 through the air. That's on 25 pass attempts. And his leading receiver is a reserve tight end, Anthony Fursker, with 3 catches for 34 yards. All right, looks like we're back here. Rodgers under center, ball at the 39. He's got 2 receivers on the right side, single back in the backfield. MVS in motion, hands it off, and Gainwell picking up about 5, getting it down to the 44. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun. Single running back in the right side there. Throws and gets it out to his longtime teammate there, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, with a nice first down. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. He's got 2 receivers split out to the left side there. DK in the slot. So I'm expecting potentially a quick pass down the left seam there with DK. There it is, quick pass. Able to break a tackle, and he picks up about 4 yards down near the 50. Yeah, just the way that they were lined up and the way the defense was giving him cushion there, to me, it just looked like it was going to be a quick throw to a Metcalf. Especially with his size and his ability to really be able to find yards after the catch. All right, Rodgers under center, ball at the 45 here of Detroit. Toss to the left. Warren with some room, and he's loose to the 30, 20. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Ooh, like a bolt of lightning. Jaylen Warren, borderline, was not touched on that play and just streaking down the left side of the end zone. Sorry, all the way to the end zone. Nice little stop there, nice little juke. and then took it up the middle there and just untouched, man. All right. Extra point by Boswell is right down the middle. Steelers on top by 12, man. 2 touchdowns with not a whole lot of time left. We got 12:23, and Detroit has run 6 plays for -3 yards so far in this second half. All right, I think some games have gotten a little bit closer. Let's check them out. And so I think the Broncos just gave the ball back to the Jags with just under 8 minutes left. They're still down by 14. So we're on a commercial break. We're not missing a thing. We're not missing a thing. Trying to see where the Steelers kind of rank up with the when it comes to turnovers. Yeah, coming into this game, the Steelers were the third best defense at getting turnovers here. Mostly, it looks like, actually, no, equally, fumbles and interceptions with 12 each. Detroit a little bit closer to the middle of the pack with 17 turnovers. And it's been interesting because I think at this point we haven't seen too many outside of that massive fumble there by Darnell Washington that at the end of the day kind of almost benefited the Steelers because they were able to get 2 drives with a couple points there. And Kennedy returning this one for Detroit across the 25, and they're going to stop him right around the 26. And one thing to note, man, when it comes to offenses being able to, or willingness to challenge Detroit's secondary, Detroit has the worst depth per target. They're basically, teams are targeting them almost 11 yards down the field, which is why you're seeing Rodgers and company just chucking it deep down the field. And incomplete there, man. Pressure in Goff's face. And it continues, man. And you can even look at the the advanced stats, but just look at some of the bigger games that they've played against some really good defenses. When you get pressure on Jared Goff, if you look at his career, his numbers go way down. It's going to be a quick throw. Gets it out to Jahmyr Gibbs on the right side. Picks up about 7, maybe 8. Sets up a 3rd and short. And then for the secondary over there in Pittsburgh, they are actually the best defense when it comes to average depth per target. Their teams are only averaging about 6.7 yards in terms of throwing it down the field. Which Look at the catches here. Targets for St. Brown and Jameson. 11 targets, 6 catches, just 63 yards between two receivers that, when they are at their best, they're probably in the top 10, top 15 at their positions. Easily. So we're on a commercial break here while they tend to a Pittsburgh player down on the ground. And it's a pretty big player. Joey Porter injured on the last play. He's able to walk off the field under his own power, so that's good. He's been arguably their best player in the secondary today, man. He's been able to shut down Amon-Ra for basically almost the entire game. And Jags are still up by 14 with 4:21 left in the fourth. Cardinals with the ball at Atlanta's 16. They're trailing by 10, 16 to 26. 4:44 left in that game. And then finally, with a little over 7:30 left in the fourth quarter, Texans have just scored a touchdown here, and they are up 23 to 14 over the Raiders. All right, so it looks like Porter is fine. He's back on the field here. So we got 3rd and 4. Ball at the 32. Detroit likely going to be going for it here on the rest of the way, especially how aggressive they are. And that's going to be a catch there by Raymond. First down near the 45. That was Asante Samuel on the coverage. That's Detroit's first down of the second half. 4 receiver set. Goff looks, throws to the left, finds Tesla, and then he picks up about 6 or 7 yards there on the left side. Yeah, it feels like at this point, Williams and St. Brown are more decoys than anything else. All right, Goff looks, pressured, throws to the left, and that's going to be a catch. And that is one of the tight ends here. Who the heck is that? Either way, it picks up a first down. That is Shane Zalistra. Okay. Fair enough. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 49 of Pittsburgh here. Amon-Ra in motion. Quick throw to the outside. Raymond with a lot of room. He's got blockers to the 40, to the 35, and down across the 35 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Really good design play, man. They had Amon Ram basically running to that left side. A lot of the motion was moving to that left side. Set up a little bubble screen there with Raymond on the right. Had some great blockers down the field. Able to pick up 14 yards. 1st and 10. Goff looking. Throws it. And Amon Ra drops it in the slant. It would have picked up a 1st and more. Come on, man. What are you doing to me, man? St. Brown does not want me to win my fantasy matchup this week. It's a second drop. Second and 10. Goff looking. Throws it underneath, and Jahmyr Gibbs bouncing off a tackle to across the 30 and down to the 27. Picks up about 8. All right, we got 3rd and 2 coming up here. Knowing Dan Campbell, they got 2 chances to pick up 2 yards here. All right, it's got 2 receivers split out to the right. Goff looking, throws it over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Isaac Tesla. To me, I think that was just a miss by Goff. It's a big miss. Oh, actually had his ankle stepped on by one of his offensive linemen. That explains it. All right, 4th and 2. 8:45 left, and it's going to be a timeout. Pittsburgh uses their second here. Stops the clock at 8:45. Once again, Detroit is going to need to be able to get this ball quickly, man. The Steelers have been doing a great job of keeping their drives alive, eating up a lot of clock. All right, 4th and 2. 3 receivers to the right. Goff looking, and he's got Raymond to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown, Detroit. Woo! Unbelievable, man. The reserve players on this Detroit offense, man, they are making plays to get them back in it. Definitely did not have enough breath to finish up. Completely caught me off guard. I thought for sure there was a safety covering that side of the field, but no, man, that right side was wide open. But Khalif Raymond scoring his first touchdown of the season, or at least his first receiving touchdown. And all right, man. Detroit's extra point is good, and they are just down by 5 with a little over 8:30 left in the game. All right, let's look around the league at some of these games here as they're finishing up. So the Broncos looks like they turned the ball over with 2:12 left. The Jags are still up 34-20. Looks like the Broncos might be dropping the game here. That gives the Patriots a little bit of life here, especially if they can beat the Ravens. They'll be kind of right there with the Broncos. The Falcons are still up, but the Cardinals were able to shave off a couple points off of that deficit. They're right now with the ball. The Cardinals are down 19-26. They have the ball at their own 40-yard line with 2:05 left in the game. And the Raiders scoring a touchdown with 4:23 left. They are now just down by 2, 21-23, trailing the Texans late in the game. All right, Pittsburgh with the ball here at their own 35. It was a touchback. Ooh, end around there with Kenneth Gainwell. He's got some room to the 40 and able to get about 9, maybe 10 yards. And it looks like it's going to be a first down for the Steelers. Keeping the clock moving. Just under 8:30 left in the game. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, taking it out there with Kenneth Gainwell. Oh, wow, really no illegal block in the back. Okay. Picks up about 6 or 7, and there's the flag. There it is. I was like, yep. So illegal block in the back on the Steelers, so that's going to move them back a little bit. Sorry, Giannu Smith's face was way too freaking good, man. That was funny. I was like, come on, man. It was barely a shove, but it was a shove in the back. It was barely a. Like, to be honest with you, if he doesn't touch him, I think the result of the play is going to be the same. But once the referee sees that kind of full extension of the arm from that angle when you're pushing him in the back, it's going to be called. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun, running back to his right. Pat Freiermuth in motion there to the left side. Rodgers, quick throw to the left, and it's a back shoulder. Beautiful catch by DK Metcalf. Picks up a first down. That was Rocky Sin, the former Raider on the coverage, has been struggling in the second half. He was really, really good. He was great, actually, in the first half. A lot of contested catches, tight coverage, but that one. That was just a great throw, a greater catch, and a good play. Ball at the 45 of Detroit. Run in. Warren loose again to the 20, 15. No one's going to catch him. And the Steelers keep drilling. And they keep on finding them some gold, man. Unbelievable. Do you drill for gold? No, you dig for gold. You drill for oil. Whatever. They keep getting into the end zone. Yeah, they're dominating right now, man. And Warren with his only his second game with 2 touchdowns, and the extra point for Boswell is good. Pittsburgh able to reestablish a 2-touchdown lead with 6:41 left. All right. So we're gonna see what Detroit does, man. They need to they need to score quick because their defense right now has not been able to really keep the Pittsburgh Steelers out of the end zone in the second half, man. Even those long drives that didn't result in an immediate touchdown, they're just eating up clock. You cannot do that, man. You got to be able to get a turnover here at some point. All right, kick is away, caught inside the 5. And Kennedy gets it across the 30 down to the 32. All right. Detroit coming out with a 5-receiver set. Finally, Gibbs motions into the backfield. Goff with time finds St. Brown, but there's a flag. Mother of gosh. It's going to be on number 48, so that'll wipe away a St. Brown catch. No good. No good. No good. All right, Goff looking. Throws it underneath. Jahmyr Gibbs trying to make a couple guys miss. Cannot. He picks up about 3, maybe 4 there across the 30-yard line. So 2nd and 10 here. Oh, it feels like they're giving him an extra yard, but you know what? All right. Looks, throws it, and nearly intercepted. Trying to get it to St. Brown, and dude, that is just not St. Brown's day. I feel like Goff was late on that throw too, man. Let's see here. Yep. Also, not a great decision, man. Like, to me, it felt like Clark was right there to From the beginning, he knew where the depth of that route was going to be. 3rd and 10. Goff looking, throws it over the middle, finds Jameson Williams, and he will get it into Pittsburgh territory down near the 48. 1st down. Forward receiver set. Goff looking, throws it over the middle, and that's going to be caught by Jameson Williams down near the 32. Picks up about 14. Just those dig routes, man, that are so freaking good for Jameson, man. He's made a career out of those early in his career. Gibbs picks up about 3, maybe 4 there on the catch underneath the coverage. Clock is now going to be under 4:45. All right, there we go. 4 receiver set. Goff looking, throws it to the left, and that's going to be a 1st down catch for Firkser. Yeah, coming into this game, Firkser through 3 seasons had 11 receiving yards. He has 40 here today. And gets it out to Gibbs, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds near the 5-yard line. 1st and goal coming up for Detroit. Able to get it out to Gibbs on the swing pass there to the right side. Had it kind of floated over a defender that was trying to bat it to the... And it's going to be batted at the line, nearly picked off, trying to find St. Brown in the flat. Had him open, but it looks like... let me see, who was that? Was that Ramsey? Yep, Jalen Ramsey, able to undercut the route, able to get a hand on it to bat it away. St. Brown in motion. Throws it over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted. And it's the big man, Black, over the middle. Almost had a BJ Raji moment here. Woo! It was a good play design for Detroit, and an even better one for the Steelers, man. Able to drop a big defensive lineman in the back. And Gibbs with a touchdown on the right side in the flat. Nobody went with him. And Detroit keeping it close. Yeah, it looks like the defender slipped, number 53. Yeah, either way, man, putting a linebacker on Gibbs. All right, extra point is good. All right, we got a lot of games in their final few seconds, actually. One of them is actually over. The Falcons able to pull a win out of their hat there with a 26-19 victory over the Cardinals. With 22 seconds left, the Texans with the ball at the Raiders 40. They're up by 2. And then finally, with 31 seconds left, the Broncos still down by 14. They do have the ball at their own 17. And the Raiders game is officially over. They have lost. The Texans get a big win. And they're going to have a really good chance of winning that division, man, with the final 2 games. Sorry, actually, no, I forgot. The Jags are winning. Never mind. They have a good chance to make the playoffs. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Jags. And the kick is away. Pittsburgh catching it inside their own 10 to the 20-25, 30, and down near the 33 is Jalen Warren, the guy who's been able to score the last 2 touchdowns for the Steelers. Apparently there was a nasty injury to Pat Bryant in the Broncos game. There was a throw over the middle and just got absolutely destroyed, unfortunately. Apparently they had to unscrew his face mask. It was a legal hit, apparently. There was no flag. But that's unfortunate, man. And around with Jonnu Smith. Wow, it's going to be picking up some big yardage. Nearly 20 yards on the end around to Jonnu Smith. Nice little handoff there by Rodgers. All right, well, the game is officially over for the Jags and the Broncos. Jags getting a big win. They improved to 11-4, and the Broncos drop to 12-3. Oh, hold up. Hey. All right, we got 3:25 left on the clock. Clock is running. Ball at the 46 of Detroit. Nice little play action. Rodgers looks, throws it over to Darnell Washington, who stiff arms a guy, bowls over a couple other defenders, picks up a first before going out of bounds. Probably wanted to stay, should have stayed inbounds, but, you know, big man want to run. Big man will run. And the big man did run. Out of bounds. Seriously, dude, every time he stiff arms guys, it looks like a grown man just stiff arming a bunch of middle schoolers and like elementary kids down to the ground. All right, clock is stopped at 3:12. Rodgers under center, ball at the 33. And Pittsburgh is actually going to use their final timeout here. All right, man. Detroit can stop the clock 2 more times. They can get. They also have an extra timeout, technically, with the 2-point conversion. So realistically, there's a chance that the Steelers could win this one with a single timeout or 2. For sure, 2. 2 will basically ice the game. All right, Rodgers under center here. Single back in the backfield. Condensed formation. Toss to the left. Jonnu Smith with a head full of steam. And he is going to be very close to a first down. Goes out of bounds as well, but there is a flag. It did come from the secondary, so we'll see who it's against here. And it's actually going to be on Detroit holding. That is, I mean, I guess if you're going to give up a first down, it's better to give it up on first down. Saves you a little bit of time, but yeah, man, it's just been a brutal freaking second half for Detroit's defense. So many injuries already coming into this game. Obviously, Brian Branch is gone from that secondary, and I think that's been a big difference. He's such a physical presence, like a hard hitter, man. Great against the run, good in coverage, has a knack for getting the ball. Yeah, but man, dude. Handoff, and ooh, nice. Able to get Kenneth Gainwell down with, I think it's going to be a no gain, maybe lost a yard on the play. And that was the big man, McNeil. Second and 11, ball at the 21. Toss to the right. And Gainwell picks up about 3 yards inside the 20 down to the 18. Detroit's going to use their first timeout here of this drive, their second. Holy freaking cow, man. We got 10 people watching right now, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. It helps out the channel. It helps out the video. It's a great free way to support me on the channel, man. Like I said, we got one more game tonight. There's going to be no Monday night game tomorrow, but we'll be back at our regularly scheduled programming. Next week, we're probably going to be doing at least 5 games. We'll see how the kind of the week spreads out, but usually we do 5 on the channel. So, but I appreciate you guys watching, man. Happy holidays. All right, Rodgers in the shotgun. 3rd and 8 coming up here. A first down will basically end the game. Rodgers pressured, gets out of it, throws one up, and it's going to be incomplete. Honestly, man, if I'm Rodgers, I just step up in the pocket, take the sack. You're well within field goal range. If you step up in the pocket, it would still be like a, 42, 43 yarder. But it keeps the clock running, and you either force Detroit to use their final timeout here, or you get it to the 2-minute warning. Either way, you're shaving off seconds. All right, but Pittsburgh is going to send out Boswell. If he can get it here, it'll make it an 8-point game. So still 1 possession lead, but. And right now they're got Detroit's trainers out there trying to get Maddox, who's dealt with some injuries throughout this game. It's the second time we've seen him kind of have to be taken off the field. He's walking very, very gingerly, man. So he must have hurt something in the lower part of his body. All right, this is a 37-yarder by Boswell. The kick is up, and it is no good. Oh my God! It doinks off the right upright. He freaking, oh my gosh! It looked straight, and at the very end, it just curved to the right. Wow. hot dang. Literally one of the more reliable kickers in the NFL. Borderline a chip shot from 37. And it goes and doinks right off the right upright. All right, man. Detroit with a chance to win it. They're down by 5. Gibbs gets the handoff and cannot get away from Jalen Ramsey. Will lose about 2 or 3 yards on that play, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. All right. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick before these final couple plays here, so be right back. Oh, hold on. We got somebody in the chat. Sorry. Oh. James, what's going on? Let's go Pittsburgh. Beat the Lions. Absolutely, man. Heck yeah. What's going on, James? Welcome, welcome, dude. Sorry, I almost missed your chat there, my man. Holy cow. But what's going on, James? How you been, man? Also, are you a Pittsburgh fan, or are you just hoping for Detroit to lose? Let me know, let me know. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I'm like hyper focused on the game. All right. So yeah, really quickly, let's look at the final numbers the final scores of the last late afternoon games. So the Jags did get a win, 34-20 over the Broncos. Falcons obviously won 26-19 over the Cardinals. And once again, the Texans able to escape with a 2-point win over the Raiders, 23-21. All right, man. So hopefully Detroit can make this interesting here. Can I get into scoring range? Just to give us a little excitement here at the end. Come on. All right, Goff in the shotgun, running back to his left. Pressure, and that's going to be incomplete, trying to get it out to one of his tight ends there over the middle. Yeah, you can tell that the pressure has gotten a little bit to Goff, man. He's definitely rushing some throws there. To me, that was the tight end's fault. He should have been drifting into the open space, not kind of just planting himself there in coverage. All right, 3rd and 13. They got 2 chances here to pick up 13 yards. Goff over the middle, gets it out to one of the other tight ends that they had, and I believe that is Fursker with a nice catch, picking up about 11 or 12, making it 4th and short. So that was actually Zalistra, and they're looking at to see if this is a completed pass. I haven't really seen anything to suggest that it wasn't. It was called a completed catch on the field, so there would have to be a lot of. I don't really see an angle where it shows that the ball is clearly not caught. So he's got control there. Has control there. Seems like he's tucking it into his body. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to plays like this, like, unless there's like clear, like, oh yeah, 100% that ball is incomplete, I don't see how you could change this on the field. Like, if you're gonna stop the game and basically use the video footage that you have, to me that should be a New York thing. Ruling on the field stands as called. All right, so 4th and 2 coming up here. All right, Goff in the shotgun, running back to his left. There's the game. Come on. Throws it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. And there's the flag late in the game, trying to get it to Jameson Williams. And that is going to be against Duggar, the former New England Patriot. So he got there early. That wouldn't have been a problem, but the thing was that he turned Williams just a little bit there. I mean, he made a great play. He jumped on it. He got in front of Jameson, but unfortunately he was turning him at the same time, and that was the thing that basically drew the flag there. Otherwise, if he doesn't try to hold on to him from that right shoulder, I think it's an incomplete pass, no call. They win the game, but he did 95% of the right thing. It's just that extra 5%. All right. Goff in the shotgun, looking, pressure, down he goes. Back at the 42. But there is a flag in the backfield. There might be on the Steelers. Wow. Number 56 on the defense. Oh, there you go. They got Alex Highsmith with a trip. That's funny. Yeah, he saw Goff about to break the pocket, and all he did was just kind of just put that leg out there, you know. It's like I wasn't trying to trip him, you know. I felt something on my leg, and I was trying to shake it off, you know. Just like cramp. 1st and 10, ball now at the 36 of Pittsburgh. Goff looking, throws it, and it's batted at the line. Nearly got sacked on that one. All right, we got 2nd and 10. Goff alone in the shotgun. Jahmyr Gibbs Out with a swing pass, gets it out to St. Brown, breaks the tackle, it's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, down, actually near the 11, and Amon-Ra St. Brown with an incredible catch and run. Little bubble screen there on the right side. Ended up taking a big hit there, but he looks like he's good. Let's freaking go. 1st and 10, ball at the 12. Throws it, and it's going to be incomplete, out of bounds. I mean, if that last play does not wake you up there with St. Brown running down the right side, nearly got into the end zone, man. That was a heck of a shoulder check by Peyton Wilson, number 41 for Pittsburgh. Saving the touchdown there. All right. 2nd and 10, ball at the 12. Steelers with no timeouts. Detroit, time should not be a factor. Another bubble screen, and it's caught by Isaac Tesla. Caught down inside the 5. Let's see if it's a first down. They're saying 1st and goal from the 1. Less than 30 seconds left. They can stop the clock one more time. Goff looks, throws, touchdown, St. Brown, and there it is. Oh my goodness. Finally, man. "22 seconds left. There is a flag. I hope it's after the play. Oh my gosh. It's offensive PI on Isaac Tesla. They got him on the pick. So that is a big factor because now the time does become a factor. Ball back at the 11, 22 seconds left. Detroit, false start, and now they're all the way back at their own 16. Wow. From elation with a victory to now with a little bit of dread. And that was the center moving. All right, Goff looking. Throws it over the middle, and that's going to be a catch by Gibbs. Got to spike the ball. Got to spike the ball. Come on, come on, come on, come on. 2nd and goal, 2nd and goal. Dahlia, why is Rodgers rubbing that guy? Well, you know. And we got Jamison Williams down on the ground, so Detroit is going to be forced to burn their final timeout here. You know, sometimes when the game is close, you just got to find something, you know, like usually when you're stressed, you know, you got to find one of those like squish things. They don't have those on the sideline, so Rodgers is like, hey, you, give me your shoulders, come here. Remember, Rodgers, on the field, very angry man. Off the field, hippie. Peace and love. I think he took the ayahuasca a little early, you know, so he's just trying to find something to... All right. 4 receiver set. Looking. Goff able to step up. Clean pocket. And incomplete. 3rd and goal. 11 seconds left. All right, 11 seconds, 2 plays to get into the end zone here. 5 receiver set, Goff. Has time, clean pocket, and no, it's dropped. Isaac Tesla had it in his hands. Great coverage. The ball was very high. Never really had possession of it. Just unable to haul that one in. Oh, wow, man. A heck of a play there by Clark. Trying to make a play on the ball, but able to wrap up enough of Tesla to force him to drop it. 8 seconds left. Final play of the game. Looking. St. Brown with a catch. And it's a lateral to Goff. He's in the end zone, but there's a bunch of freaking flags, man. There's a lot going on here. There might be a penalty on Detroit. Offensive pass interference. Then St. Brown, as he's being tackled, flips it out to Goff, who gets into the end zone. From the looks of it, I think this is going to be a win for the Steelers. I think they might have gotten St. Brown with offensive PI. Almost all the Steeler players that are on the sidelines are on the field currently. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot going on here, man. Again, I think it's going to be on Detroit, so that would effectively end the game. There's no time on the clock. There might be time put back on the clock here, but we'll see. Still no official word at all. Holy crap. What the heck is going on here, man? We got 12 people watching right now, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Please leave a like, subscribe. Otherwise, we will never find out what happens. It's pass interference against the Lions. The game is over. There it is, man. The game is over. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Freaking wow, man. Kind of anticlimactic, I'm not gonna lie. Just a little bit. But still a crazy freaking ending, man. The missed kick to give Detroit the ball back, just down by 5. Oh, dude, if St. Brown, what are you doing? Why are you doing that, man? I mean, even if he didn't make contact, if he was tackled where he was, it would have been right at the 1. Wow. So yeah, penalty on St. Brown ends the game, and the Lions unable to get it done here. The Steelers keep winning, And they've just strengthened their hold on potentially winning a division title and punching their ticket to the playoffs. Detroit's hopes take a hit, and that helps out the Packers a decent amount there. Final score, man. Final freaking score, Pittsburgh 29, Detroit 24. Wow. That's a hell of a game, man. I got another game to get ready for in less than like 20 minutes. So I just want to give everybody a shout out, man. Dahlia, wow. I mean, I'm not mad, but wow, right? Shout out to David. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Dahlia, who was in here earlier as well and at the end. And then shout out to James as well, man. I'm sorry I missed your comment there for a minute or two. Sorry, my dude. But hey, Pittsburgh got it done for you, James. So appreciate you, man. Thank you to everybody that watched. Thank you to everybody that liked the video. Still, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't. We got one more game for you tonight. So I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, it's gonna be a wild one, man. Patriots, Ravens. Both teams have a lot to play for. Patriots have the number one seed to play for. With the Broncos win, they have a chance. They can do it with a win. And then for the Ravens, they got to keep pace with that guy right there, Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers, to try to set up a winner-take-all game in Week 18 at the end of the regular season. But it's going to start with this game tonight. So I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much again. Once again, my name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Thank you.